Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lori. I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark and on eBay. If you're new here, welcome. I do a lot of hauls on this channel. I frequent the Goodwill outlets quite a bit, also known as the bins, where you purchase things by the pound. And over here on my YouTube channel, I just share my journey with you. I've done videos before about shipping, but for this particular video, I decided to do a Q&A style. I did put out a questionnaire about shipping questions because I feel like I've been doing this for a while now, and there are certain things I may take for granted that I assume everybody knows. And so since I probably do have some new viewers here, I just wanted to check back. I thought it would be kind of fun to do this. So if that sounds good to you, hit that like button, consider subscribing to my channel, and let's get started. Okay, so one of the first questions I got was, where do you get your mailers? I actually use a variety of mailing supplies. When I first started, I was really into all the pretty poly mailers that I ordered all on Amazon. And I do have a link to my Amazon store. I am part of the influencer program at Amazon, so if you do purchase from my link, I will get a little bit of a monetary kickback. So thank you so much if you choose to use my link at Amazon. I really do appreciate that. I do use their poly mailers. Let me just get a couple for you. Behind me is my shipping station, and this is just my office at home. I did an office makeover a few months back. I also have a video on that I can share with you. I decided to bring all of my shipping upstairs, and this is kind of like my little station here. I think these are 10 by 13. This is Packet Shake, one of my favorite brands for poly mailers on Amazon. I know that a lot of my friends go through U-Pack and Ship, which I haven't done yet. But the more that I continue on this journey, the more I love the Tyvek mailers from USPS. So I use those all the time. If an item is smaller, I'll put it in one of the more decorative packages. And if it's just a little big but doesn't quite need a box, these are fantastic. So I use these more and more. They are free. I order all my shipping supplies off USPS.com, or if I happen to be at the post office dropping off some packages, I'll grab some there as well. I also really am a fan of the medium flat rate box. I really love this size box for like small jackets, or maybe if I have a 2-item bundle, or it's just a really nice size. Sometimes I can fit shoes in here. This is a great box. I use this all the time. And when I first started on Poshmark, I didn't think that I could use flat rate priority boxes. You absolutely can use flat rate of any sort. What you cannot use is the express packaging. So you just want to make sure it says priority and not express. This is probably my most favorite box. I use this all the time. It's a little petite. It's kind of narrow. This is the regional rate box A. These are all self-adhesive too, so you don't need any tape. And this is great for maybe a smaller sweater or a couple pairs of jeans or whatever doesn't fit in the Tyvek. If it's just a little bulkier for the Tyvek, I will use that. This is an interesting one that I sometimes use for larger coats. One of my questions is, what do I do to package large items that don't fit in like a priority box? Big, bulky coats, which I sell a ton of this time of year. Sometimes they will fit in this box. This is one of the large flat rate boxes, but it's also designated, I don't know if you can see the little chest piece here. They say that this is a great one for shipping board games. Now, I don't sell a lot of board games, but I do sell some coats that fit really nicely in here. I will use this as well. This is also a great box for bundles. You can just kind of like add things up there. So those are the things that I primarily use. I do want to address sustainability issues. I am not your poster child for sustainable packaging. I've looked into it several times. It is very expensive. These are the bags that I typically ship things in. They're just clear. I don't get the ones with like the choking warning. I like very clean packaging, and I will put my stuff in there after I photograph it. So it's kind of part of my inventory process, and I store most of my items in these little plastic bags. I would love to somehow shift away from that. Once my inventory system is done by the end of December, I'm revamping my entire system. I think I'll be more organized, that I won't rely so much on having to see all the inventory inside my bins. But for now, this is what works for me. There are some companies that do have biodegradable sleeves that you can use, but it's just a lot more expensive. If you are super passionate about sustainability, that might be a road that you want to go down, or you can just wrap your stuff in paper, which is also what I'm leaning towards lately. I've been wrapping more shoes in paper. I'm also considering some sort of a checkbox or a questionnaire to ask people when they purchase from me, would you like your stuff packaged sustainably? So if a buyer opts for it, then I can just do some light tissue paper and send it off. I have a lot of my own like security when I package stuff in these because I feel like it's just protected from the elements, especially if it's going in a paper box. If there's rain or anything from the outside, it can't get in because I have it protected inside. That's my bit on that. I definitely have a lot of room for improvement on that. But when I do have big, giant items, I just use these trash bags, these low-end trash bags from Walmart. And what I do is I take out the trash bag. This is for like, say, a big Parker that doesn't have a poly bag that fits. I cut off the plastic part at the top so my customer doesn't get an item that is visibly in a trash bag. I cut off the top with my scissors, I put the item in and I cinch it at the top, and I use twine, like just a natural twine or some ribbon. It's typically twine, and I will tie it with twine at the top like a couple times around, and then it will just make like a nice natural looking like little bow out of twine. And that's how I package it. And if what I'm packaging is too large, that will then go into like an Amazon box. I recycle all my boxes that come to me from Amazon. I recycle every piece of filler that gets sent to me in the mail. A, because, you know, at least it's giving it a second life, and B, because that stuff costs money. My mother-in-law and father-in-law moved to like a 55 and older community. It was a year ago in August. In the month of October, I just finished using the bubble wrap from their move. She had given me just all of this bubble wrap from her move in August of 2019. And I used it for over 13, 14 months. So I was really excited about that. It lasted me a year from that one move. So I recycle all that stuff. I have a section in my garage. And this time of year, it's fantastic because we get so many packages from Amazon. So if I have a larger item, I will usually just use an Amazon box that I happen to get in the mail that's bigger. Even though this is plastic, I feel like these are at least reusable, and these are for larger items. They're a little cloudier, they're not as clear as my other bags, but they are resealable. So what I love about these is if I need to go in to my inventory and people have any questions about measurements or fabric content that I may have forgotten to put in my listing, I can go in and just unzip this bag without ruining a bag that might be like a one-time seal type of thing. And then I also think that when this arrives to somebody, I would love the idea that somebody could potentially use this bag over again. So even though it's plastic, I might be moving towards the zip top closure so that they are things that people can use multiple times if they choose. So that's it on that. That was a very, very lengthy first question. I apologize. How many items on average do you ship daily? I definitely don't have, all right, they're asking for an average. So I sell about, let's say about 150 items per month across all platforms. That's about my average. If I divide that by 30 days in a month, I ship about 5 packages a day. Now I just ran a sale over the weekend, and this past Monday, I had like 18 or 20 items go out on Monday. I had 15 items go out on Tuesday and 13 go out on Wednesday. That's about as busy as I get at the level of my business right now. But on average, about 5. So yesterday was not a sale day. It was actually kind of a quiet day, and I sold 5 things. So about 5 per day. That was an easy question. That was much faster than the first one. Shipping is one of those things that I'm fascinated by it. I love to see people's shipping process. I love to see how other people package stuff. I really do like that. Okay, next shipping question. Would love to hear your thoughts on styling the inside, customized stickers, thank yous, etc. I don't typically write thank you notes. There are a few ways that I will give a thank you card. If I have an extraordinarily large bundle or a package that goes out where I've had a lot of conversation with someone, if there's something I feel like I need to address, if it's taken a little longer for me to mail something out, I might include a little thank you, like thank you for your patience. I hope you love your package, you know, whatever it may be. I do include a thank you sticker with every item. So let me show you what my packages look like when they go out the door as far as like the inside. This is the first poly bag that I showed you. And this is a vintage Longchamp raincoat. It hasn't sold yet, but somebody had a question about it. So it just looks like this. And then I keep this little basket here with like all of my shipping goodies. So I have like tape. I have these silicone packets. I save these little silicone packets that I may get when I open a package, and I just toss them in here. And if anything has that like kind of that thrift store smell, I do steam everything, and I have like a neutralizing spray that I use and I love. It's called like No Odor. It's also linked in my Amazon store. But if I ever just want like a little extra freshener, I keep these and I toss them in. But I just use little stickers like this, little thank you stickers. These are just black and white ones. I usually order, there's like a little bohemian style one that I like to order. I always have a few types of stickers, and then I just match it to the packaging. And it's very simple. So like this is just the 1.5 inch round. I ordered these thank you stickers, which I think are super cute, but they're smaller. I thought these would be really cute for the holidays. Last year I had the buffalo plaid, like red checked packaging, and this year I just went with the black. So I'm still pretty neutral. I don't like to scream anything. I don't typically get packaging with like Christmas trees or things like that on it. I guess I'm just a little bit more low key, and I try to keep things a little neutral so that it can go out to multiple buyers, maybe people who aren't celebrating Christmas, or guys and girls alike. It doesn't matter. So I try to keep my packaging neutral and simple. It's just my style. One of the things I want to add is business cards. I've never had business cards made. I've been doing this for almost 2.5 years, and I've never done business cards. So I'm looking for Black Friday sales on like Vistaprint or Moo.com or places like that, and I have to get business cards made. And I think I just want to have all my contact information on my cards, and maybe include like a little like 20% off on your next purchase. I think those would be really nice. And if I slipped those inside here, that could kind of take the place of a sticker, and it would be a little bit more specific to my brand, which I would really like to up my branding game. So I don't really want to add more stuff to the inside, but I would like to personalize that somebody's getting something from me, if that makes sense. So I'm working on that right now. Do you ship every day, every other day, etc.? I ship when I have packages. I try to ship every day, but for me, when I schedule my USPS pickup, I do it before I go to bed if I'm thinking about it, or at any point during the day. And there are mornings like today, I only had 4 packages, and I've had like a doozy of a week with shipping where I've had just a lot. I'm grateful for it. But yesterday was probably my quietest day this week. So I forgot to schedule a pickup. So now I have 4 items. I might go to Savers later and do some shopping. So I'll probably stop by the post office. I need to go to my P.O. box. So sometimes I'll save shipping to do that way. But I mean, I would say I ship every day unless I have a no sales day, which happens occasionally, not very often. But, and even if I have like just 1 or 2 sales, I do this thing where I will hang like a TJ Maxx bag off of the flag on my mailbox. So I'll put whatever I can in my mailbox, and I'll put everything else in a bag hanging off of my mailbox, unless it's like obnoxious, like if I have too many packages. But my mail carrier knows me pretty well, and so that's a way of getting around if I forget to set up a pickup and I have boxes that are too big for my mailbox. I just put them in a bag and hang them off the flag. So that works for me too. Where do you get your mailers? I get them on Amazon. I went over how do I package your items to ship. A lot of these are a little bit, there's some overlapping here. This is an interesting question. On eBay, I use their international shipping. A buyer from Canada inquired about me shipping to them. So this has happened to me before. So what she's saying is, on the eBay platform, you can use their global shipping program. So if you get an international buyer, you are protected because you are just selling. So if I sold this Longchamp raincoat to somebody in Japan, I just send that to the Global Shipping Center, which I think is in Kansas. I'm not sure, but I send it to eBay's Global Shipping Center. They deal with customs, they deal with additional shipping, and it's actually pretty expensive for the buyer. But for a seller, it's very low risk because you don't have to deal with any of that. You just send it to their Global Shipping Center through eBay, and then off it goes. On Poshmark, we do not have the capability to ship things outside of the United States. So even though there is a Poshmark Canada, we can't ship to Canada. So for me, because I have a presence on social media and I do hauls on YouTube, if somebody inquires about shipping to Canada on Poshmark, if they message me through the Poshmark app, I have to say no, because you can't take transactions offline with Poshmark. It's against their rules. You can't share your email address with people. Everything needs to stay on the app for your protection, for buyer protection, and just, so they get their fee as well. However, if I make a connection with someone through my YouTube channel and somebody sees something in a haul, I have shipped several things to Canada where people will message me and say, I really love that. I live in Canada. Can you ship it? And I just say, if you're willing to pay for shipping, and I go through Pirate Ship. I love Pirate Ship. So I will invoice people through PayPal or through Venmo, and then I will just get their information and filter it into Pirate Ship. It's no charge, and they have really great rates, and then I will just weigh the item, let my customer know what it will cost to ship to California, to Canada, to wherever, and then I ship it, and I've never had any issues. So you just can't do it off Poshmark. I had also asked on Instagram about just a general Q&A. So some of these are for a different video. So that's why I'm kind of like filtering through. This is from somebody who was on my podcast. If you are not familiar, I do a podcast with my friend Daniela. It's called Thrifter's Villa. It's available on all major platforms where you listen to your podcast. And our vibe is just like two women sitting down and like talking about reselling. We're a conversation style based podcast. We pick kind of different topics that are hot topics or relevant topics in reselling, and we talk every other week. I have started to take every other week off just because my schedule has been a little bit crazy. But in my off weeks, Daniela does a thing called Coffee Talk, where she has people from our community who come onto the podcast and they discuss different areas of expertise. So my friend Heidi, who is Restyle Secrets on Instagram, said, curious if my eBay shipping podcast had any effect on your listing practices, with like a laughy face. So Heidi, what I will say is, I think of you every time I don't include my weight on an eBay item with shipping. That was a great episode if people want to go back and listen to Heidi. It was really good. I still don't weigh my stuff, but I am a little bit more aware of weight. At least I try to give it my best estimate when I'm doing my eBay listing, but I still don't include the weight until I mail it. And I'm sorry, I hope that doesn't keep you up at night. You had some really fantastic suggestions for eBay. The truth is that I am just a lazy eBay seller, but I do think about weighing my items all the time, and that was a great episode. How do you like your label printer? This is somewhat related to shipping. Is it hard to format to print it on the labels correctly? I use a Phomemo printer and I absolutely love it, but I do have, and I have an affiliate link with them. Phomemo was the very first company to reach out to me to sponsor me, and so they're very special to me, and it's been a phenomenal partnership because I love their product. I used to use a Dymo, and I was so excited to have a Dymo. First of all, to have a label maker is such a game changer, I feel. I printed them on my computer, old school, taped, cut around the label on computer paper, taped it onto my packages for many, many months. And that was fine. I just wasn't as busy as I got to be. Once I started using a label maker, there was no going back, and it's just so efficient. I really did like the Dymo label for a while, but what happened to me with the Dymo, and people love it, so I'm not here to bash any product because there are so many people who love the Dymo, but it kept bouncing offline for me, and I would have to like reboot, and it was just kind of a process, and it was very finicky for me. It was just my experience, and it just got to the point where it was offline more than it was online. Could have been me, could have been my computer upstairs, but the timing of it was that Phomemo had reached out to me, so I started using their product, and I haven't looked back. Here's my little setup. And this is my Phomemo printer. It's a little dusty right now, but the model of this is the PM246. And this little side, oh, there's two sides. It pops open and has that very obnoxious beep. Every beep means something, like if you're out of paper or if there's a paper jam. So it loads from behind and it comes out this way. This is my scale, which I haven't mentioned in this video, but I use my scale for eBay or for direct sales when I'm weighing items. A lot of people have asked me if the Phomemo printer is wireless, and it is not. So I have this amazing adapter that my friend Hope from Racks to Riches told me to get, and it's been great. I use that. I have to use this adapter because the newer MacBook Pros no longer have a USB port. So I use that for my printer, and I also use the same adapter when I am transferring over information for my YouTube videos. This is a glimpse at the printer. It's great. These load in the back. I have ordered Phomemos, and I've also ordered knockoff brands, which work excellent as well. I love that it's just white. It's very sleek. It feels very like Apple product to me. I've been using this for a year now, and the one downside, in my opinion, is that the print quality is just a little grainy. It's not as sophisticated as the Dymo. So when I first made the transition, I remember looking at my label and thinking, oh, this print quality is not good. It's a little grainier. I never, not a single package has ever had an issue because it wasn't clear enough. I just noticed the difference. It's like going from HD to a regular screen is what it was, but it never impacted the shipping. The Phomemo prints super fast. The labels are inexpensive. I love the design of it. I can't say enough about Phomemo. I will leave my Phomemo link in the description. They also sell it on Amazon, and I really, really love it. I want to reach back out to them because I also do a lot of paper planning with my Passion Planner and stuff, and they have a little baby printer that is so, so cute, and you can print stickers and things like that. So I would love to do a review of that printer as well. That's a more creative printer, and it's just a little baby, and it comes in all different colors. It's super cute. That's my printer, and I love it. And they do run great specials, and I believe whatever my discount is, I think you get that on top of whatever their promotion is online. I want to reach out to my representative and double check that. What other questions do I have here? How do you keep your labels straight with a ton of daily sales? I print mine individually with a little sad face. I do not bulk ship. I'm a little afraid of it. My system is I go into my emails. I've talked about this before, but I go into my Gmail account, and in the bar up top, I just type in the word awesome. You always get a message from Poshmark that says, awesome news, you just sold blah, blah, blah. It eliminates all my other emails for the most part, unless there was some one-off email that had awesome in the title. And it just brings up all of my sales. And I go through and I print a sale, and as soon as it like goes bzzz and comes out of my printer, I pull this up. I don't even detach it. It rolls out like this. I go like this over the top. I take a permanent marker like a Sharpie, and I write what the item is. And then it's on the back of my label, and then it's ready for me to go and grab from my inventory. My inventory system is not by SKUs, it's by category. So I have several bins for sweaters, several bins for dresses, and I'm like still rifling through bins. It's very primitive, and I'm changing the entire system over right now, which is why I'm also running a sale every weekend in November, because I'm trying to push out some inventory so that when I do my new system in December, I'm just kind of like refreshed and I go through some of my inventory. I do print my labels in advance for whatever reason. I don't pull my inventory first unless I'm working downstairs and a sale comes through, but I print all my labels. I write what the description is on the back of the label. I kind of stack them over here in my little shipping area, go downstairs, grab all of my inventory, and then I come upstairs. I usually pop on a YouTube video and I keep that in the background, and then I go to town and I just start doing all my shipping. I think that Poshmark now allows you to do bulk shipping, and I know you can do bulk shipping on eBay. And what that is when you just print all your labels at once. And so I do them individually. I'm sure my shipping takes more time than some of like the big resellers who do liquidation, or people who have like multiple employees, or who have more than one person, let's put it that way, and maybe have more shipping than I have. I'm sure that's a more efficient system, but the packaging and shipping part for me is something I kind of take pride in. It's one of the steps I enjoy. So I want my packaging to look nice, but if I were placing, my hair looks so ratty right now. If I were placing this in the bag, I always want it so that when you slide out your package, the thank you is like the first thing you see. So I make sure that the thank you isn't underneath. I mean, I'm particular, it's simple, but I'm also pretty particular about when I do my shipping. And I do get a lot of comments on it. And I think people do appreciate when you take that extra step. I don't get offended if I get a package that's not pretty shipped. I mean, I've gotten stuff where stuff is just jammed in a bag, no thank you sticker, no nothing, but I'm okay with that. As long as I get the item and it's clean and it's as described, I'm fine. I don't like take points off for people not giving me a thank you card at all. I just enjoy that step, so that's part of the process that I really enjoy. When I do have my intern work with me, she really loves shipping and I want her to be a part of the shipping, but there's something about me being the last set of eyes on a package before it goes out that I'm just not ready to let go of yet. So what this will probably transition to once I get my new inventory system is there'll just be A1 or B2 that I will also add to the back of my label. When you do your listing on Poshmark, there is a section, there's a private section where you can enter a SKU number, cost of goods, and notes. Currently, I only use my cost of goods and notes area, so I'll write what an item cost when I do the listing, and then I'll also write where I purchased, where I sourced that item. I leave the SKU number empty right now because I don't have a SKU system. So the only thing that will change in December when I move over my inventory system will be that in addition to, in that private section, writing where I purchased something, what I paid for it, I will also do a quick SKU number. I see a lot of people that just do like a running list and they write it out on a list of things, so they're not writing it on the back of the label, they're keeping a list separately, and then maybe they print them. But this is just the way I do it. And oftentimes if I have like a bunch of labels that I'm printing on a particular day, sometimes I'll like fact check myself. So as I'm printing something, I'll also write the person's first name on the back of this so that like I can kind of do a check and say, oh, this is Pam, and I'll flip it over and see if the names match. Or if I get sidetracked, if somebody calls me in the middle of shipping, or I'm really into some what sold video I'm watching, or whatever the situation is, I will double check myself every once in a while and make sure that the packaging is going out. And I have made a few mistakes. I've probably shipped the wrong package maybe 3 or 4 times. I think I'm at like 2,500 total sales, and I've probably shipped the package to the wrong address like 3 or 4 times. So it does happen, but I try to make sure that I take my time with that stuff. I'm curious like what you all do. So let me know if something I'm saying seems like so out of whack and just unnatural to you, and let me know if you have any great tips on shipping. Oh, to go back to the label question, the second part of that question is it hard to format it to print on the labels correctly? I'm so sorry, I didn't answer that. It is not hard, but it took me a very long time in the beginning. So what I do for my Phomemo is I set the printer setup at 150 by 100 millimeters. I think that's what it is. And I also do custom size, and I think it's 97. I just know in my setup, my default setting is 97 and 150 by 100. Sometimes I'll shift gears and say I need to print something on my HP printer, just a regular printer. Like when I do consultations and coaching, I always print out the questionnaire from people, and I go into my computer, I switch it from my label maker printer over to the HP, and then I print, and then when I go back to print a label, it shows up as if it's on the HP, and that's when I have to reformat it. But now it's super quick. But I probably went through like 15 labels at first, like trying to find the right margins and settings for it. But now it's just second nature. So if you ever have any questions on Phomemo setup, just message me, because that's it. Custom 97, 150 by 100. So I hope that helps. And it could be different for different things, but Pirate Ship, I never had to do any formatting. That prints right out. I used to have an issue when I would print directly from PayPal. Their format wouldn't transition over, and that was always such a pain, which was one of my main motivations for using Pirate Ship, was because the formatting was easier. eBay, I never have a problem printing my eBay labels. PayPal just reformatted so that the 4x6 label prints easily. So now on all of my platforms, eBay, Pirate Ship, PayPal, and Poshmark, it's all very smooth with the Phomemo. It all prints out no problem. I do think it's really important to just keep some shipping supplies close by and figure out a system that works really well for you. For example, I always keep a lint brush in my shipping supplies, because as I'm putting things into the package, I like to do one final like delinting of a sweater. For example, there's a lot of like little detail stuff that goes into that last step for me. This is a basket where I keep like all little note cards. So if I do need to send out a thank you card, they're here and they're super accessible. This little basket is like my life. I also even have, so this is the Zero Odor stuff. I have this in so many different sizes. It's my favorite scent. It says that it's unscented, but that's kind of a lie, but it's not like a perfume. Like I've tried Febreze, and gosh, it's just like the ones that I have purchased are just too strong. Like I love lavender, and I bought a lavender scent, and it's just so perfumey. This is actually, and I heard about this from Aunt Eckhart, like gosh, a long time ago. She was the first person to ever mention this, and they sell it in like different sizes. So this is one of my favorite tools, and I just keep this little baby one in my basket. So if I'm folding something and I just want like that last little spritz of freshness, I will spray this, and then I like shake it out, because you don't want to package anything that's damp. Or I'll let it sit for a little bit, just like one last little neutralized spray, and then it goes in. Of course, you always have to have shipping tape. My friends laugh at me that I don't have like the giant shipping tape gun like a big girl. I still use just this little plasticky things, and I order these in bulk. What else do I have? I have all my little stickers in here. I also have multiple sizes of my little plastic bags that go inside. One of the things that I haven't shown you yet, but there are two things. One I'm out of, but I, in the past, and I'm ready to order again, have ordered like a giant roll of craft paper. That is just great filler for boxes. So like if I have a pair of shoes, oh, gosh, I didn't talk about that box. One of my very favorite boxes that I neglected to talk about is the shoe box. This is like, gosh, I would be lost without this box. It does not have the self-adhesive, but this is about the greatest thing, because I love to sell shoes. I sell a lot of shoes, and this box is tremendous. But sometimes if I'm putting shoes in here and there's extra space, that craft paper is pretty rigid, so it doesn't like lose its shape like tissue paper does, and I just fill that in, and that's much more eco-friendly. And you can buy that, like a giant roll of it, for like $20, $30 depending on the size that you buy. I've also bought craft paper from IKEA before that I've used. More recently, I was at Walmart, and for $14.95 it was a stack of 200, I think it was 200 just big sheets of tissue paper. So that's what I've been wrapping my shoes in lately, and I'll wrap the shoes, and then I'll put like a thank you sticker on, you know, on the paper, and then put it in there. You can do all sorts of really creative things. I've seen people not even use tape, where they just use the paper, then they tie it with twine, and they slide their little thank you card in. That would definitely be a more eco-friendly way to do shipping. Just a few more tools that I really love for shipping. This is another Lint tool. This is more eco-friendly. It's reusable. I really like this when I have to get like deep into something. I like this if it's animal hair or just like light stuff that I'm trying to get off of stuff. Sometimes I'll use this, like you can hear it. It It's really durable, and then you just kind of, I go like this at the end and then peel off the little edges and toss them. This is great for when I'm really trying to get a deeper clean on something, maybe like a wool coat. This even is effective in like depilling sometimes, not just removing lint. So this is fantastic. This is also linked in my Amazon store. The brand is called Evercare. I love this. I keep this close by. And then, gosh, I keep baby wipes all over my house. I think I ran out, so I just grabbed these at CVS. I keep these downstairs when I'm doing my listings. I use these all the time to go over shoes, spot treat little things, try to get little stains out. If I can't, they go to the wash. But again, this is something I keep right by all my shipping supplies as well, so that when I'm doing my final round of, you know, getting stuff in the package, I want it to look as best as it possibly can. Also, if you have a store subscription for eBay, these are 2 eBay tools that I use all the time. I ordered some tape. You get a $25 credit if you have the, I don't even know the level store that I have, but I think it's the one you pay like $29 per month. It's not the basic. I think it's like the 3rd step, maybe the 2nd. But you get a $25 credit, so I ordered tape from eBay. And yes, I have used eBay tape for Poshmark packages when I've been in a pinch, and it literally keeps me up at night because I hate doing it. But sometimes I just run out of tape, and so this is free, so I use it. But this priority mailer, this is a padded flat rate envelope, and I use these mostly for eBay. When you have an item, this gets back to like where you price your items with weight and stuff like that. I think this is $7.49 for a flat rate envelope, and you can put anything in this. This can go to California from Massachusetts. If I get a buyer who buys something in California and it doesn't fit in a padded flat rate envelope, I'm usually ending up eating some money on shipping. But if you can fit it in a flat rate envelope, you don't pay any more regardless of the weight. So these are really excellent for eBay sales, or also if you have anything that's like just a little bit fragile that needs a little extra protection. Like I'll put a lot of belts in here, I'll wrap them up, and then I'll put a belt in here so the hardware doesn't like clank around in just a normal envelope. So I hope this was helpful to you. I hope there was something that I shared that might make your shipping process a little bit easier. I would love to hear your tips on shipping in the comments. We all learn from each other, and God knows, you know, I could always improve my system. So, but I hope this helped, especially for people who are just starting out. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to my channel. I do about 2 videos a week. And between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and our numbers in Massachusetts are skyrocketing right now. So I don't know where we're gonna be with shutdowns and what during the holidays, but I'm gonna try to keep doing 2 videos per week for you. Lots of hauls, lots of what solds, some thrift with me's, and leave a comment below if there's a video that you would like to see. Thank you guys so much. I love you so much, and I appreciate all of you, and I'll be back real soon. Bye everyone.